Hi everybody, it's me, Jacob, library technician at the Longview Public Library. And today I'm going to introduce you to our pre-K packet theme of Halloween and our craft this time of a witch's cauldron. For this week's pre-K packet craft, you'll need from home a pair of scissors and a pencil. And you'll also need your pre-K packet that you can pick up at the lower floor desk or in drive-thru. Inside your packet this week, you'll get a piece of black construction paper, this art of a cauldron, the supplemental slip which has the book recommendations, literacy tip, and song lyrics. You also get some tissue paper of random colors, a small baggie of sequins or glitter, and 2 pieces of contact paper. So the first step to making this craft is that you'll want to take your cauldron and you'll want to take your scissors and cut around into the shape just so you have the outline of the cauldron here. And then you will take that and place it on your black construction paper, trace around it, and then cut it out on the black construction paper. So you're left with the black cauldron. Alright, so as you can see, I've got my construction paper cut out in the shape of the cauldron, and now the next step is that you're going to want to take either a round object or you can freehand it, and you'll cut out a circle in the center of the cauldron. And you'll want to leave a little bit of room on either side so that way the contact paper has something to stick onto. But yeah, you'll just want to cut out a circle in the center, and then that will be the next step. So it's not perfect, but I've got this hole cut out in the cauldron. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my contact paper and I'm going to trim it a little bit so that way it'll cover this hole on one side of the cauldron here, and then it'll stick onto the rest of it. I don't want any overlap. I only need enough contact paper to cover the hole and then have enough room to stick on there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to trim it up a bit. So it might be kind of hard to see, but I did get the contact paper stuck onto here. And so now that the contact paper has one side that's done, I'm going to make sure that the sticky side is still facing up. And I'm going to begin taking my tissue paper and I'm going to cover every bit of it that I can of that hole with the tissue paper. You can either keep it in the square size that is provided, so it'll be in about 1 inch to 1.5 inch size squares, or you can take some time to like rip it up into some smaller pieces, which is what I'm going to do. Alright, so what I did is I took the tissue paper and I ripped it up, and so now I have it stuck to the contact paper. If you want this side here that has the stronger outline to be the side that you want to see primarily, you might want to put your sequins or glitter down first. In my case, I'm just going to put it on the other side afterwards, so you'll still be able to see it if you flip it over. So I'm just going to take my sequins here and I'm going to put them down. Probably put too much. Let's just do about that. And then I'm going to take my other piece of contact paper and I'm just going to stick it onto the top. Alright, so I've got my cauldron all done on this side and on this side, and that is all there is to it. Alright, and I'm going to share the literacy tip with you now. So this time's literacy tip is that children who engage in role play and pretend tend to use different language than those children who do not. And the language tends to be higher and use more of their vocabulary and lets them practice saying words that they otherwise wouldn't use in regular language. So encouraging play and role play is a good thing to do. Alright, so I'm going to share our first song with you. It is Zoom 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 Halloween Edition, and it goes like this. Zoom Zoom Zoom, climb onto my broom. Zoom Zoom Zoom, climb onto my broom. If you want to fly tonight to give a spook and give a fright, zoom, 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 climb onto my broom. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boo! Alright, and so the second one is called Witch's Pot, and it's a really fun interactive one where you can just make up like ridiculous and goofy things to add. So it goes like this, and it has some motions. So, boiling hot, what shall we add to the witch's pot? Boiling hot, Let's add some toad's eyes to the witch's pot. And then you can do it again and go, boiling hot, boiling hot. What shall we add to the witch's pot? Boiling hot, boiling hot. We'll add some bat's wings to the witch's pot. And you could just go on and on until you run out of things to think of. And now I'll share with you some of our reading recommendations for this week. So this first one we have is called We're Going on a Pumpkin Hunt. And it's by Mary Hogan Wilcox and illustrated by Lynn Munsinger. So this is about a family of pigs that are going on a long trip to go find a pumpkin patch and about all the different obstacles that they find along the way. This next one that's unfortunately checked out is called Only a Witch Can Fly by Allison McGee. And it's about a young girl who wants to fly, but she's told over and over that she can't because she's not a witch. And so she ends up finding a witch's broom and begins trying to learn how to fly. And it's a really neat story about like persistence and not giving up. And it's also just like very cutely illustrated. So if only a witch can fly. This next one is called Goodnight Goon, a petrifying parody. And it's by Michael Rex, who both wrote the story and illustrated it. And it's a parody of Goodnight Moon, but of course it's Halloween themed. And this is part of our Jan Hansen Memorial Collection for our holiday refresh. And it's just got some really cute art in the theme of Halloween that kind of captures some of the essence of the original Goodnight Moon too. And this next story is called Gustavo the Shy Ghost, and it's by Flavia Z. Drago. And it's about this ghost named Gustavo who likes playing violin. And he's a bit shy though, and so he finds it hard to make monster friends. But during this like Halloween event, like this Dia de los Muertos, he wants to change that and come out of his shell a bit. So it's a story about him making friends and sort of coming out of his shell. And this other one, which is also checked out, is called Stregonona, and it's by Tommy DePaula, and it's about a witch who leaves her house for a little bit, and it's her house is watched over by like her nephew, I think, and he kind of messes everything up, and so she has to come back and save the day, and because he's just ruined everything, and it's just kind of a funny, silly story that spawned a long series. So Stregonona, and it's actually a bagged book, so it comes both with the book in it and also with the CD. Thanks for watching, everybody. We hope you enjoy making your own witch's cauldron. And remember that while you're doing the craft, if you want the sequins to show up on the nicer side, you'll want to put those on first. So, lesson learned. You can pick up your craft packet either at the lower floor desk or in drive-thru, and we'll have another one available in 2 weeks. Remember that we have story times on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, all at 10:30. And we have the story walk over at Archie Anderson Park that'll be changing out stories every 2 weeks. So we'll hope to see you either at the library or maybe over at Archie Anderson Park.